the dirtiest player in the NBA.
We were able to, create something like this and, keep building this dynasty.
That's just who he is. We've seen it a bunch in this league with him. Him and I have had our personal battles for years. Quite frankly, I've been busting his ass for years.
If you ever wondered why the Memphis Grizzlies is not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here.
Everybody hates Dillon Brooks. A year ago, nobody cared about this fool.
No way, yeah.
He has said a few things and did a few things that were questionable before, but with the rise of the Memphis Grizzlies, he has become the most hated player in the NBA. And all of that hate has been completely earned. Even the players have had enough of his clownery. But in the span of a year, how did this guy go from being known as a tough physical defender to now being the current villain of the league? A lot of people don't know this, but the signs have been here all along. Because ever since his days as an Oregon Duck in college, he's made questionable dirty plays. Not nearly as many as that pussy Grayson Allen, but clearly tripping a guy and getting ejected with a flagrant 2. Yeah, he's got some issues, man. And look, man, we can't forget about this egregious flop. What the fuck was he doing? Outside of the little antics though, he was a solid player. His defense was tenacious and obviously sometimes a little bit too tenacious. There's definitely a difference between being aggressive as a defender and being reckless. Brooks has been a reckless guy, but after 3 solid years at Oregon, he entered the draft and of course he was picked up with the 45th pick. Originally the Rockets drafted Brooks, but they ended up sending him off to Memphis where he would get an immediate chance to play with the rebuilding Grizzlies. Now at this point, Brooks was an unproven player, but he was driven to succeed and secure his spot in the NBA. By year 3, he was already a full-time starter, and as a second round pick, that is a big time accomplishment. And of course it was his defensive ability that got him that starting job on the team. He was becoming a serious pest on that end, and he even ended up getting Damian Lillard mad about it.
Trying to say that he's getting an armbar at elbows. He's talking back to Dillon Brooks. He's got some choice words for Dillon Brooks at the moment.
We don't see this often.
No.
Dame doesn't take the time to get into talking matches.
But the reckless tendencies of Dillon Brooks were starting to really come out, and he ended up starting beef with the wrong guys. Obviously in the 2021 play-in tournament, the Grizzlies took out the Warriors, eliminating them from the postseason. But at the moment, these two teams didn't have that animosity yet. In 2021, Andre Iguodala would play his first game back with the Warriors in Memphis, and after refusing to play with the Grizzlies and demanding a trade for all that time, the Memphis fans made sure to boo him every time that he got the ball.
Trying to get some playing time. Iguodala catch and shoot 3, and that's the way to.
But when asked about Andre Iguodala, Dillon Brooks has some bold shit to say.
He developed a lot, and we all had the vision and he didn't, which is perfect. Send him back to the Warriors and let him, do his thing over there. From the beginning, we were growing a base. We had a base, and we just kept building and building. Create something like this, and keep building this dynasty and this program up.
Dynasty talk? Come on, man. Let's be serious. But these events were just the start of what was to come between these two teams as they ended up facing off in the second round of the 2022 playoffs. There's a lot of shit talkers on both sides, so you know that this is going to be interesting. But with the Dillon Brooks antics, this shit took a crazier turn than we could have even expected.
Seal, Payton, right down the middle, he's fouled hard. And Payton's in pain.
Just like that, Brooks had injured Gary Payton II on a completely reckless defensive play. This guy took out GP2 with a fractured elbow for the rest of the season.
I don't know if it was intentional, but it was dirty in this league. There's a code that players follow where you never put a guy's season/career in jeopardy.
What was your reaction when Steve Kerr was saying that you broke the code in regards to your flagrant?
No reaction. I don't really even know what that means, the playoffs.
And former players in the media agreed that Brooks broke the code. Bow hello Malika. Alright, let me just play the clip.
I think it was broken, and this is coming from someone who've had a long list of flagrant fouls and flagrant 2.
Appreciate you taking that responsibility.
I think that we have a responsibility, as Coach Kerr mentioned.
People saying we don't know if he did it intentionally. He fouled him on purpose, and he did it with intentions.
I absolutely think that he broke the code. And I'm not calling Dillon Brooks a dirty player, but this was a dirty play.
After this play first happened, many people dismissed it as a guy just trying to play hard. Was it breaking the code? Yeah, but was he a dirty player? A lot of people didn't think so at this point. But a couple games later, Dillon Brooks did not help his case at all by shoving Steph Curry and getting his second flagrant foul of the series. Another bad look in that Game 6 loss.
They know that we're going to come every single year. You know, we're young, they're getting old, so.
And them old guys went on to win another championship. But if y'all know anything about the Golden State Warriors, they hold on to statements like this. They will not forget when somebody writes them off. So this upcoming Christmas game in 2022 between Memphis and Golden State was set to be very interesting, even without Steph and Curry. But Dillon Brooks didn't care about Curry not being available. He was trying to go at Klay Thompson.
Yeah, a little bit. I hope he plays though. But I got Klay. I like that matchup better because he was talking a little smack before when we lost. So I'll just show him what type of defense I got.
Surely this doesn't end up going bad for him again, right? Man, of course it did. Klay Thompson gets the last laugh again. That technical foul was 100% worth it. And Draymond Green let Brooks hear it too. Another L for Dillon Brooks. He's just gonna have to hold that. And he's also gotta hold this shit talking masterclass from Draymond Green.
I don't like Draymond at all. You don't know me. I just don't like Golden State. I quite frankly wouldn't like a team that beats me all the time either. I don't like anything to do with them. Quite frankly, you were a little kid in high school watching us win championships. You're a fan. Draymond talks a lot. You talk a lot now, so if you have 4 rings, sure you talk a lot more. Gets away with a lot too. What exactly do I get away with? I have 15 texts, 1 less than your dumb ass. If you ever wondered why the Memphis Grizzlies is not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. They're actually depending on this guy to help them win a championship. And yet you running around talking about a dynasty? The dynasty starts after you, not with you.
God damn, man, he done cooked his ass today to 450. But you know what, man? In their recent matchup, Dillon Brooks, he got his revenge, if you even want to call it that, because he did not play good necessarily, but his team did win the game. So of course, he was gonna talk a lot of shit because of that.
Keep doing this podcast, keep blogging, keep doing this thing off the court. No, it's cute, it's fun for him.
I don't know if you want to try that, Dillon Brooks. We know how the Warriors always get the last laugh. Of course though, the whole Warriors saga isn't all for Brooks. That is just the start of his antics and everybody hating the dude. Because it seems like every single month he gives people a new reason to hate him. In Los Angeles, when playing against the Lakers, Brooks started talking shit with Shannon Sharpe on the sideline and it got real heated. Hey man, they should have let Shannon Sharpe take care of business.
I ain't talking about that. You can ask him. He's the blogger, whatever he is.
Wait, hold up. I'm sorry to interrupt, but what the fuck is this man wearing?
A regular pedestrian like him? No. He shouldn't have never came back in the game.
Calling Shannon Sharpe a regular pedestrian is crazy. One of the nastier things Brooks has done recently though was this cheap shot on Donovan Mitchell. Like, what the hell is wrong with this man? We know Don has some words on this.
We've seen it a bunch in this league with him. Him and I have had our personal battles for years. Quite frankly, I've been busting his ass for years. You know, in the one game he does a high job on me today. You know, he decides to do something like that, and you know, there's no place in that in the game. And this has been brewing for years with me, with other guys in the league, and you all see it. You know, it's not something that this isn't new. It's tough when you can't guard somebody and can't do something with somebody. You got to resort to that, and that's what he's done to a lot of players.
At this point, if he wasn't declared as a dirty player league-wide yet, he certainly was now. Shit is going too far, and you know it's going too far when he's making dirty plays against his former teammate Mike Conley. Why the hell are you doing this to Mike Conley? He's such a nice dude. Get Brooks the fuck out of here, man. But for good reason, this loser is leading the NBA in texts right now. He's had multiple altercations with the 76ers this year. He had one with Anthony Edwards after a reckless play, and he even got in one with Kevin Durant where they got into it. Even LeBron James is out here bullying and taunting him now. This dude has a massive target on his back. Not only do the fans hate him, but now even the players cannot stand him. He has been way too reckless this season, and it is legitimately getting to the point where something needs to be done about it. Because just like in last year's playoffs, he is going to hurt somebody. We cannot have this happen again. He can even get somebody hurt before the playoffs at this point. Dillon Brooks is a menace to basketball society, and he has earned all of the hate that he is receiving.
I'm trying to figure out why they like you in Memphis. Or do they like you in Memphis? I'm not sure your teammates like you. The dynasty starts after you, not with you, because it ain't happening right now, champ. You're not a champ. You're a clown.